that our DNA is directly affected by the syntax of the words that we speak or the thoughts that we think. Because there's an actual physical vibration that's created when we think thoughts, and a stronger physical vibration is created when we say words, when we are eloquent with our words, and we know how to put words together in sentences and explain concepts to people. That allows us to actually physically advance in life. Think about that. The better the speaker, the more likely that person's going to be a famous actor, an entrepreneur, a CEO, a medical expert, a writer, a musician, anything like this. These are people that have learned to master their ability to express themselves through their words and formulating advanced concepts. Now, that all comes from genetic code. It's a mirror effect, which is really cool. The more advanced you get in speaking to the world or speaking to yourself, the more of that junk DNA activates itself for you in reality. Therefore, or in turn, I should say, allowing you to be more conscientious of what you're saying, also allowing you to be more creative in what you're saying, which opens up and broadens the horizons of reality for all of us. Not just the individual that's practicing this, but everybody that's around them benefits from this, and their junk DNA starts to activate intuitively or instinctively because it's an adaptation for survival. Oh wow, that being is on this level. How do I get there? Just asking that question and finding the answer within yourself will take a dormant bit of DNA and activate it. Enlighten it, we should say. So this discussion on junk is actually a discussion on potential. What is known in the science community as junk DNA is potential DNA, genetic code that has not yet been activated. By speaking to your cells or speaking to your genes and visualizing that double helix I explained earlier, all unlit lights. Several of those lights are lit. We have to connect the network of the lit lights to the unlit lights, and they will understand, just like your friend will understand when you explain them a new concept or explain to them a new concept. They coagulate it and understand it from then on. And if they don't, you continue to try to explain. And now that's pattern and repetition and skill set building. If we wish as a species to activate our highest potential, we need to stop discussing things within ourselves as junk and inactive, and we need to learn the next step, which is converting that junk into a new purpose, repurposing it, just like we do junk in our basement and junk in our attic, or junk that we find at a garage sale that we're like, I didn't really need that, let me repurpose it, and we turn it into income, or we turn it into something that can benefit a family member, a neighbor, so on and so forth. That's the same way this so-called junk DNA works. When we learn to activate it, and we learn to allow it to embrace its own potential on the micro level or the quantum level, then guess what we get? We get a reflection. We then get to express ourselves in our full potential, and we don't feel like junk anymore. You ever hear people say that? How do you feel? Oh, I feel like junk. Convert that. Repurpose that. That junk is just potential. Turn that into kinetic, right? And what kinetic means is potential energy is resonating, waiting to be utilized. Kinetic energy is utilized energy. So we go from potential to kinetic, junk to active. Express yourself. In the great words of Charles Wright, look him up, good singer, had a very popular song that's been repurposed many times. Express yourself. Speak to your genes. Say, hey, which of my genes, which of my DNA, which aspects of my DNA are not currently expressing themselves? It's our body, it's our consciousness, it's our form. We have the right and the ability to ask it to express itself. Literally ask it. Use your words. Science has proven that syntax. Look up syntax. This isn't a video on that. But there is factual science discovered in this in terms of DNA reprogramming or activating dormant DNA. There is no such thing as junk. You are not junk. Your DNA is not junk. It's all pure divine potential. Now you have the tools and the gifts and the consciousness to apply this to yourself and see the beauty and the miracles that arrive as a result of that unexpressed DNA or genetic code now expressing itself, because it doesn't think it's junk anymore. It thinks it's pure potential because you've given it that gift. Thank you.